Whoops, had it on the outro screen. Hi, everybody. So it's Friday afternoon. Hey, Reformulate. Mm. And we started working on some of the farming stuff this morning. And where did I leave off? Yeah, the throwing the axe part. So make it so that you can throw the axe in each direction. It may not easily work with left/right due to the held item position changing. Okay, let's take a look at this. Hey, David Huffman. Good afternoon. All right, so here's what we have so far. Yeah, this animation needs to be much faster. Let's just close everything. Nope, I crashed Godot. And I don't think reopen tends to work. Well, let's click this then. Oh, you know what else we need to do is need to engage the team as well, especially on art. Leaning toward the character, leaning toward player being differentiated via colors rather than an outfit change. Also, we probably shouldn't use the platformer model as the base and should just come up with our own colors. All right, so yeah, I said I was going to close all this and then open up farming player and change the speed of this animation. Throw item down. Let's just double the speed for now. Scale 0.5, 0.5. Okay, so now it's at twice the speed. Man, let's just try it again. I think I need to change the easing on this too. Yeah, that's maybe a little better. Maybe I shouldn't have this remove the axe for now. And I should also have it get selected by default. Hotbar. Man, this is so annoying that this is selected by default. Select by relative index. Yeah, we'll just do select slot 4. And then when you throw the axe, I'll write this here to do remove this. When you throw the axe, let's not have it remove it. Put this back in. This isn't needed. Okay, so now we can just keep trying it. I can just press the button immediately. And we can see what this looks like. It'll probably create an axe every single time, which also might be kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, I think it's making... What is it doing? Oh, it's reanimating it going upward again because of the held item position, which is a little bit confusing. This looks so much more convincing in their example that they have here. Yeah, it's not double this speed. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to make this look good. Because I've got the same, pretty much the same frame rate while it's idling. In fact, mine's a little bit faster. I need there to be some easing in here. Got to figure that out. So held item position. I mean, we could just change this. There's, yeah, we just set the easing like that. It's just a number. And it's kind of hard to see with the collision shapes on. Hey, Vintage. A ground shadow that shrinks and grows might help sell it and indicate it's going through an arc in the air. Yeah, I think a shadow would probably help. I don't want to do that just yet. And Laxton, thanks for the resub. Howdy. But yeah, I totally agree. I think it'd be good. I just want to get this arc to look correct for now. Or the easing, I mean. And I think part of it too is physics interpolation is making it look a little weird. Hey, it looks like it's moving in stages. And it shouldn't be. This is running on the physics tick. And these positions now have easing applied. Can I just set this to cubic and then just set easing back to 1 here? I wonder if that works. That still looks like it's moving in stages. I wonder, wonder if we should have it just like fly across the whole screen. This is so difficult. So I'd have to move this. We'd have to set this to throw item down. After I stop. Yeah, there. Yeah, so what if I just set these to something huge, like 24 and... Well, we should set it to something relative. So I'm adding 12 pixels. So let's add 24 pixels to this. So plus 12 and plus 24. And now when I try throwing this, it should go... I think it's just happening too fast. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it though. Yeah, I don't like it. Well, there are a couple other things we could do here. We could undo both of these and just have them dump it at their feet pretty much. And then have its collision shape push it away. So it would go to here maybe, and then we'd call throw axe. Whoops, that was supposed to be 0.3. Let's see what that does. It's going to look strange because we'll have 2 axes here. Yeah, I need to delete the one that's held. Which we could do by doing this, but then you never get the axe back. Or we just don't require any... I don't know. Yeah. Let's not worry about it for right now. I guess we could put it back in at some point. Yeah, I need to put it back in because I need to be able to try this. Okay, so... What? Scene tree dot create timer? Yeah. Hey, Leapy Girl. So add axe back in. Private void. There we go. This is actually async task. Get tree dot what? Root dot create timer? Or just dot create timer? Yeah. Duration will be around a second. Doesn't need to be a lot. Can't we do get tree? Okay. And then to actually add it back in, hotbar dot add axe. So wherever we have the add strawberry item, it's something pretty similar to that we want to do. Yeah. I wouldn't even need this, right? We could just do slots 4 dot item ID equals axe and select slot 4. Okay, so now after throwing this, it's just going to reappear in your hand a second later. So it's Mjolnir, the axe. Honestly, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Well, that was easy. So now we need to get it to work in every direction. And one of the directions is going to be harder than the other ones. But yeah, I already changed this. So yeah, this is looking nice. So I want to duplicate this probably to face upward. And I guess we don't even need this in here because it doesn't matter anymore. So throw item down, we want to duplicate the throw item up. So rename this to, I don't know, that. And then take this and duplicate throw item up. Actually, we could just delete this. I don't even think I needed to do what I just did. All right, now we just change the frame to add 5 to each of these. I'll just hold up on the keyboard for right now. Yeah, so this one should be 8, and this one should be 9. Okay, now the held item position should be above the head. Yeah, it's going the wrong direction now. That's probably fine. Although this would be like this. It's got to match the held item position though, doesn't it? There it is, 0, -7. Here it is 0, -7. Well, look at that. So this should probably go upward. So this went from -7 to -1. So we should go to -13 instead. I don't think that makes sense. And then -15. And this one is 19 away. So 19 away in the other direction, -26. Does that even make sense? Here we're throwing it at where their feet would be. So no, this can't possibly make sense, right? But it's because of how the sprite lines up. Like it's touching their hands the whole time and then it moves away all of a sudden. So I think I messed this up. Yeah, they're not just throwing it immediately. Yeah, that looks stupid. Okay, then let's change this. What's going on? Yeah, this should not be there. This should be maybe here. And then here. And then it throws it. And it should probably just throw it where their feet would be. So like there-ish. I don't know. I'll just hit play and try it. It looks so strange. Like it doesn't look like they're throwing an axe. And if you do use this facing upward, it's not going to be obvious what happened. Although there should be a dialogue that pops up afterward. Maybe we should only allow you to use it when you're facing downward so that you can actually see it. Why does that look so weird? I think it's just their bodies squashing when they're facing upward that it's hard to tell what they're doing. It's probably also going to look strange facing right. VibeHub, thanks for the resub. Welcome back in both ways to the stream as a sub. Yeah, vacation was pretty good. Now I'm back into this. I both want to hit my stride doing this and figuring out how do we get good momentum and also not feel pressured by myself to do this. Back on the farm. Yeah. I realized a couple things. So I don't know how much you already knew about this, but other people might not. So I'll still share this. We've had exactly 2 playtesters so far. it has been my wife and another streamer slash friend named Red, well, Redbeard. And my wife really liked the game. She already had her expectations set correctly, so she knew what the game was about. I shared the idea. Red had not seen the game before, and both of them kind of commented on, I'd say like largely positively, but I think there was this desire to like want to play the games a little bit more. So I revamped a little bit around the game design to allow for that, but I think shortening the farming game would help. And I think part of it is like there's just no real reason to do anything in this game because it's not a traditional farming game. So we're making it so you can throw your axe, and when you do, you'll be able to run. And I just haven't finished working on this stuff yet. Hey, Nopjar. Are you working on your games full time? Yeah. This is my full-time job. Okay, so throwing downward looks fine. Throwing upward just still looks so weird to me. And maybe slowing down the animation would help a little bit, because like when it's facing downward, it looks okay, but when it's facing upward, it looks pretty bad. So I think I want to just scale all of this up. And I don't know to what level. Maybe the 150% is what we pick. So I just choose scale 1.5. That should just take effect immediately, right? Whoa. What? That shouldn't have messed everything up. Yeah, it just doesn't like you doing that while it's running. So yeah, here's what it looks like now. Is that better? I don't think that's better. I don't know. I let your stream run in the background for a while now, working on my own projects and really enjoy it. Glad you stream regularly. Yeah, nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, I think co-working has a lot to it, and that's pretty much what these streams are. In fact, I think like chat activity has largely died down as I've just tried to be productive. I'll talk to people every once in a while if someone brings up a topic, but otherwise it's like I'm just nose to the grindstone. I cannot get this animation to look good though. I think part of it is just truly the underlying sprites. Like this just does not look like they're throwing something. And I don't know why they'd have to crouch down to do it. Like, I'm not even totally sure what this is trying to represent. Like here, it looks clear enough that they're throwing it, even though I guess they're crouching down a little bit. But the facing upward one just doesn't really look like that at all to me. Maybe if they threw it farther, but even then you might throw it into your house and then you wouldn't know that you threw your axe. All right, well, let's stop thinking about this for now. Let's just do the other directions. Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what I'm doing. All right, so throw item right. We need that. So let's rename it. The downward one to throw right. And then here we want to add 10 to all of these. So I'll just type in +10. And that should work. Yep, nice. Wait, one of those didn't work. What is going on? H frames is 5 and this is 3. Huh, that's strange. It doesn't allow it to go above 11. Can I click the button here? No, I can't. What? H frames is 5 and this is 3, so it should be 15 total frames. That's strange. I wonder what I messed up. Oh, I'm in the animation player? Should I be here? Throw item right. Oh, yeah, weird. It just didn't work in the animation player. Okay, well, that's easy to fix. So 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Yeah. Hey again, Magnus. Hey, Sarah. You can't throw facing away from you. Well, I was actually kind of thinking of making it so you can't throw facing away from you, because, yeah, it does look very strange. All right, so this first one is probably correct. Then they bend down a little bit. It's just so weird to me. Then they bend down a little bit more and then they throw it. And that's how this is supposed to work, apparently. So this is 0, 2. So this would start at 0, 2. And then it would probably move like, well, definitely over there somewhere, right? If I'd throw it, the handle would be in my hand and the axe itself would fly away and I'd be standing there looking at the handle like what just happened. I mean, that would be a cool weapon for a game. One that you can only use a single time. Yeah, this looks so stupid. How is this animation supposed to communicate that they're throwing something? Oh, 165 streams. I see someone kept up watching VODs. I don't know how this is supposed to look good. I gotta pick this again so it settles it correctly. No, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Oh, man. Yeah, well, where's the throwing supposed to happen? How does this make sense? What is it supposed? I don't know what it's supposed to look like. That's the thing. I just don't understand this. Like, how does this represent throwing? The file name is literally throwingitems.png. And in the graphic where they're facing downward, this is reasonable. Like, this is their example graphic, and this character's throwing a box. I think that's convincing enough. The kind of strange thing is that it does show their hands doubled here, which that's supposed to indicate speed, but okay, that's fine. But then here they like compress their body inward. I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. Do they not show the other sizes and look right? I don't think there are any other ones here. No, because they want to show off as many animations, unique ones as they can. And a lot of the other animations look pretty good. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, then we're back to the beginning. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. Do you need frame 3 of them going into their knees? Oh, you think just get rid of this one? Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, what if we did delete this? I guess, yeah, delete keys. And then just drag all this to the left. Gotta be a better way to do this, by the way. I'd love to align that there. Oh, well, I'll just type it in. 0.2. Paste, paste, paste. And then this is 0.3. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. You know, honestly, we could probably just get rid of even this frame as well, right? Because I don't know why they're crouching down at all. Yeah, well, let's try that. Reminds me of Super Mario Brothers 2. Yeah, so now it's just a little bit too fast, I think. But overall, I mean, it's looking better. Looks choppy, but I already prefer it. Yeah, it definitely looks better. So thank you. I think we just need to figure out now exactly how far away they should throw it. I changed the position of this, didn't I? This is -1, yeah. So maybe just throw it ahead of where they are. And what is this number? 0. So I have them throwing it like 19 pixels in a frame, maybe just 10. And maybe we expand the animation as well. I don't know, Vibe Hub. I don't know what they were looking for. Oh, now it's going upward because it's colliding with your feet. All right, well, I think we expand this outward. So we just deleted a frame. So let's just scale everything up by the difference. So we were going to 0.3 before, so now we should go to 0.4. So it should be 1.3333333. So now this is what this looks like. Oh, we got to do it over here. Yeah, and then this would have to go farther to the side. It's still going to move upward because it's figuring out the position from here to here. Or alternatively, we lower this down. I don't think any of that's going to look good though. But it would make sense that it drops. Hey, Caleb. Hey, Pressel. I'm doing well, Caleb. How are you doing? Yeah, maybe we should give this like the tiniest amount of gravity when you throw it to the side. Also, throwing it to the left is going to totally fail, right? Well, that's failing for a different reason, but yes, it will. Hey, Paper. Yeah, I don't have a desk command. I think I had a standing desk command at some point, but the link just broke because it was it was a Costco link and the link stopped existing. Bit tired, ready for the weekend? Yeah. Even though I've only worked one day this week so far, I'm also ready for the weekend. I just want to relax for a little bit longer. The game's going pretty well. I'm trying to wrap some of the things up with checkpoint number 1 in the next week, which pretty much just means like polishing some stuff and working on the cutscene for the farming game. And then I think I can show some more people. So this weekend, I'm probably going to reach out to some friends and say, hey, would you mind doing some playtests with me next week? And yeah, just see how they experience the game and whether they like it or not. So yeah, I want this axe to fall a little bit. I guess we could put a parameter in here saying whether it should be affected by gravity even just a bit. And then we could just have it, fall somewhat. I'm not sure though. And right now it's going to go in the opposite direction. Maybe we should just throw it downward to begin with. So like here, we just lower this to 5. Or you know what, right down to their foot position, like 7. That way at least it get pushed away. And maybe even here we move it to the side a little bit. I don't know. I'm just randomly typing in numbers until this looks good. Yeah, this looks bad. It just doesn't look like they're throwing it. Their hands look more like they're trying to throw it, but it just looks like they're throwing it way too far now. It's not bad, it's just too fast. Like throwing downward looks pretty good because their hands are doing like a follow through motion. Here, I think it needs to look like they're throwing to the right a little bit sooner. Maybe that's all. Yeah. So maybe here we set this like 7 even. Does that work automatically? Okay, that's better. It's not great yet, but it is much better. Yeah, nice. I like that. So probably the same thing with it moving upward. Like it should look like it's going up sooner. Throw item up. And maybe we delete this frame where they're scrunched into the ground. Yeah, delete. Move this to the side. Can I snap this to 0.1? Yes, I can. Noise. Now, this animation plays out for too long. Whoops, it wasn't supposed to be what I just set it to, is it? No, it's supposed to be 0.15. All right, let's do 0.5 then. And move this to the side by a little bit. And move this to the side by a little bit. So now this should stop at 0.6, but I feel like I messed something up. I definitely did mess something up. Oh my God, why is it so hard? 0.3 is what this should be at. And then this should be at 4.5. Yeah, there we go. And then this ends at 0.6. And then we just change the coordinates. So this should probably be upward instead of downward. And then this is even farther upward. There. Okay, we're doing it. Hang on one sec. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. That was my wife calling. Okay, so throwing to the left, this is going to be a challenge because we need to change where the held item position is. And I don't know the best way of doing this. Flip H. Yeah, we change a pixel position here. But in this case, we need to change where the held item position is and invert it. I almost wonder if we should just specifically make a left-facing animation. It'd probably be faster. Yeah, how does this work right now? We are getting what exactly? Oh, we're inverting in a, oh man. Yeah, I know what we're doing. Set blend position. It's the facing direction, but the facing direction can only be right, up, or down. Yep. This isn't even correct. We need to base it on the cardinal direction. So I think the best way of doing this, oh man, this is so bad. I think the best way of doing this would be to draw a diamond here, not a triangle. And for most of the animations, when you're facing left, it just acts like you're facing right. But for this animation, we can make a specific new animation. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, this would be a decent amount of work. But what's the alternative? So problem, I only ever made animations to reflect the sprite sheets. So you have up, right, and down, but not left. When throwing the axe, the held item position animates to the right, but we want it to animate to the left. So option one would be make all of the blend trees into diamonds instead of triangles. For most animations, just add a left node, add a leftmost point that makes it face right anyway. For the throwing animation, add a new throw left. Add a new throw left animation and use that. Option two would be like special case the held item positions so they get reflected around the origin. I don't like that because this is all happening in the animation player, so we need to have it happen through a function. I think option one is better. I don't love it. There is another option we could do here, which is like special case the facing direction for throwing items. Give it to Claude. I mean, I don't have a Claude subscription right now, although I think I could still use it for free, but yeah, I could ask it. It's Google. What are we doing today? I've always got the today command up to date. But yeah, we're working on the farming sub game right now. And yeah, left is just right mirrored except for these positions that we do. That's what I was talking about here. So in throw right, yeah, the sprite can be flipped and that's totally fine. But the travel path of this held item node, we need to change the coordinates of that. So yeah, I'm thinking of changing all these blend trees so that they have an extra point on the left side. If I didn't do that, I wonder if there's like a wraparound mode here. No. Because I was going to say, we have a point that's right here, and we want it to refer to this point. We just add it in. It would involve me changing, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. 10, I think. No, just 9. It's not that bad. I should just do that. All right, let's go do it. Cardinal direction that you're facing. So now this can be any direction. So this is just cardinal direction. So does is facing left even matter anymore? Yes, it does. Just for that, though. And then facing is set to the same as prior facing or something like that. Why does this keep getting set? Oh, now search isn't going to work anymore. Yeah, this happened earlier. I needed to restart the whole editor. Man. This is so annoying. And like, why is this broken right now? I mean, it's possible the word prior doesn't exist in here, but I could do that in VS Code, and it definitely does. And if I restart the editor, this is going to work fine again. So what is causing this to be broken right now? Oh, wait, it just found something. Yeah, none of this is working. Oh, man. I don't know what causes this. I don't have to keep restarting the editor. Maybe if I specifically search for this? No, it's just not. Oh, now it's working. Okay, so I think my plugin is adding this match case, but I'm not sure why it breaks after that. Like, now it's working totally fine. I can search for the word prior. All right, I might need to look into that too in a bit. I think my Rider plugin is setting match case, which then breaks everything. To fix it, I need to use Command F3 again. So prior cardinal direction is set to cardinal direction. This is your actual direction. Why do we use this though? Why do we use this? I really should have written something down for that. Vision Pro headset. Now I've got the PRSF. What is PRSF? PRSF. Don't know what that means. But did you buy one? I'm guessing the PRSF is something that lets you rent this or have it for a cheaper price because they're pretty expensive. And I haven't actually heard of anyone talking about the Vision Pro in my like personal circle. And there are people who like gadgets and stuff, so I don't know, it just didn't catch on for people near me. Okay. Well, where do we plug in the facing direction then? Over here. So now I got to go change all of these things. Hey, Dark. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. All right, let's go add in a whole bunch of other things. So this is idle hold item right. Okay, this should be pretty easy, right? I just got to do this for all of these. This should be walk hold item right. Yep. And then idle itself. It's presumably just idle right. Yep. Walk should probably just be walk right. Yeah, so far this is totally fine. Definitely the right solution so far. But yeah, I gotta get the throwing one to be correct. Axe, we're gonna delete this. So I don't know why I just did that, but I guess it was only because it was 2 clicks. Sickle. Water. And throw. So throw is the only special one. And then we actually need to go make a throw left, which we should just be able to duplicate this. Throw item left. Now in the animation tree, go modify that, add throw left. There we go. Check the rider suggestion on is holding item. I like that one comparing to multiple enumerations. Is holding. Oh God, it's doing this thing again. It's so annoying. There we go. Oh, the pattern? Yeah. That's really good. Yeah, I like that. With that said, I'm going to do that in a separate... Well, no, I could do this here. It's fine. I guess could you do it for this? I think you can. Apparently you can for is. But you can't when there's a quality involved. Yeah, I guess for enumerations it works. But yeah, that is a good suggestion. Okay, so now we have throwing to the left, but I did not customize the the coordinates. So we should just be able to invert these. This should be -7 and this should be -20. And now it's going to look like it's in the wrong direction because the code set's flipping. So let's try this out. I'll be happy if this works. Hey, nice. And it looks pretty much the same as it looks like over here, yeah. You should probably throw it higher up than you do right now. And I'm not super happy with throwing to the side. I think that could be better. So how many pixels up does this go? It starts at -7, it goes to -9, and then it goes to -15. So maybe -10 or -11, -15. Oh, prescription lenses. Okay, got you. So wait, did you buy one? I'd immediately throw it at the chef. I mean, you're not hurting them with it. The point isn't to harm somebody. So down here, there are 4 frames, but kind of unnecessarily. I wonder if we should delete this. Oh, given by someone. Wow. This is either a cursed or very blessed product. I'm not sure. So here you're lowering down and then just throwing it. And here it happens very quickly. Should I try setting this to cubic? Does that even matter? Interpolation mode. I don't know if it'll matter. But whatever I do there, I need to also do here. A curse scam. Well, are you finding it helpful? I think it'd be probably pretty cool to try for productivity, but I don't know how the resolution is. Are those equidistant from me? Oh, well, if you move, you're going to bump them, right? Yeah, you don't throw it upward nearly as high. And then they get bounced slightly to the left. So why slightly to the left? I don't know, but I think we just make this go up a little bit more. Might make it better. Still going slightly to the left. Hey, Tim. How goes it? Yeah, it's just happening too fast. I probably shouldn't have sped anything up at all. Like the downward animation looks totally fine. There's another frame for that though. I don't think it should move as far down as it does, but it's so that it can go in line with your feet. I should probably just write a custom script that handles how you throw this. You can see the pixels. Yeah, I think that would make it tough for productivity then. But yeah, for media, it probably is pretty cool. With that said, I feel like if that's all people end up using it for is just, hey, I'm going to watch Netflix or something on my VR headset, then it's not worth the money. This is how tablets ended up for a lot of people. I always used to kind of joke that the Fire tablets are just Netflix devices and like nothing else. People might read email and browse the web a little bit, but I think most people just ended up using them for watching videos. And that totally serves a purpose. It's just not a whatever $3,500 purpose. I'm trying to fall in love with the process of making games again, but the end of projects is simply dragging on and on for me. Oh, I know the feeling. Yeah. And actually, I'm not even sure what the lesson is exactly. Like, it's tough. It's sometimes boring and it's long. And I think the lesson I'm trying to take is like spread it out over the project. So I'm going to try to do, if we have a 5-day week, I want to do like 3 days of coding, 1 day of music, and 1 day of polished stuff. But that polished day is still kind of frustrating, but yeah, it has to happen at some point. My iPad is my YouTube device. Yeah. I tend to just watch things on my phone. I think that's one of the only selling points of a folding phone for me is it's a tablet when you want it to be, but otherwise it's just your phone. Yeah. Uh-oh, two people making the same joke alert. Now you need to fight to the death. All right, so this I would definitely say this is in good enough territory for right now, but it doesn't look very convincing. I almost want them to like throw it up in an arc above their head. But yeah, we need to tween this and then turn on collision. We probably should just do that though, because this looks pretty stupid. I'm annoyed. Let me just say that. So yeah, I guess we turn this off for now. How do you even do that? Freeze. And then we just unfreeze it later. Oh, this is going to be annoying. All right, you know what? No, we should do this in a separate commit if we're going to do it at all. Need to improve the throwing of the axe. Should probably be handled by a tween on the physics process so that we can arc it in the air. So this is done. We need to still do this and all the rest of this. This is honestly, this is going to take like another at least an hour, hour and a half. Kind of crazy. Okay, well, let's get ready to check in. So yeah, we have trailing commas now. Yeah, that's fine. There's a lot of test code in here. I guess I'll write remove the to-do items. Remove to-do items. Yeah, as long as I have to-do items next to them, I think that should be fine. Put this back in. I think it's more like remove this. There we go. And let's not have it wait a whole second. Now this is how you do time savings. You just change 1 to 0.75. 25% speed up right there. Can't argue with those results. We should check in just this. Refactor code slightly. Used a pattern instead of a bunch of repetition. All right, now what about the rest of that file? I don't even know what file that was. Throw animation, used axe. Yep, we got to delete that. Throw animation, that's fine. This is good. This is good. Axe tile is going to be gone. This is all fine. Why is this here? Oh, for lowering the axe. Yeah. I should write a comment for that, though. The axe sprite is at a 45-degree angle. So we reposition it a bit to make it more convincing that you're holding it. I would love if I didn't have to struggle with this. There. All right, so that's farming player. Farming player should be done now, right? Except for this at the bottom. Yep, that's fine. Okie dokie. Looking good. Yep, I don't like looking through animations again. If it looks fine in the game, it looks fine here. So great. Through axe, this is good. Yep. Add the listener, remove the listener, pass it along the functions. Oh, hey, we have position and direction. I don't think we need any of that. Get rid of arguments if we never use them. Having it to remove to do items feels funny, but it works. Get results. I don't like this code. Unique name and owner, we can actually set to, we don't need to change that. You can just do this stuff. Yeah. I should test that before we check in. But otherwise, I think we're looking good. This should not be checked in. So all of this stuff should be. And this should be. This is fine. This needs to get removed eventually. To do remove me. And what changed in the sidekick scene? There's a blank line at the top? What? What? What even added that? Did I do that? I don't know how that got there. All right, thrown axe. This is okay. We actually never use this. So this entire script isn't needed, but it will be at some point. So let's delete it for now. And I'll just write to do remove me if this is still blank. And everything else should look good. Add throwing the axe. This will eventually allow you to run, but it doesn't do that yet. This was a significant amount of work. All for a throwaway gag, a literal throwaway gag that people may not ever see. Like, I don't know if my wife used the axe when she played. Then again, there were not trees in the game, and we might eventually have trees. So you might walk up to it and try to throw the axe, or not try to throw it, try to use the axe, and it throws it into the tree. Yeah, but thankfully, that's the end of the chain, Magnus. There's no Grandmaster to-do list. Okay. So improve it with a tween on this. So thrown axe needs to know what direction it's being thrown in. And I guess the position, so I guess we are going to use this stuff. Public voids, init, position. Actually, the position can be set by the parent, but just vector to direction. And the direction is the facing direction. We can use an angle. Have a meeting to discuss when we should meet again. Yeah. But there's a master meeting that tells you to have that meeting. We call it the Magnus meeting. All right, so farm game. Thrown axe. Here it is. Thrown axe dot init. No, it's not showing up. Public void init. Oh, because I'm initializing it as this. I need it to be a thrown axe. Initialize it with the direction. Okay. Yay. Now, when do we do... Oh, right. This needs to show on top of or behind you, and then we need to reparent it. Goodness. So I guess we just keep it on the held item node until you've thrown it far enough away. Yeah, you can run C# code on Lambdas. Are you using it for something in particular? Because like GitHub Actions might be a better fit. Or even like a local runner. All right, so yeah, the problem is rendering this. I think the best thing is just keep it in held item node until it's been thrown. Do we have add held, or like add to held item node? There we go. We're going to eventually need to reparent this thing. Okay, so what are we doing here? Tween the position. When it's done, reparent to the whatever we used to have this as. No, not cleanup. What did this used to say? Current zone environment. Dot. There's no thing that I want here. Where is it? Add axe. Yuck. Okay. So when it's done, reparent to current zone environment. Hey Andy, how you doing? Oh, just reading about it. Gotcha. Boss gave a presentation on how our company is way behind AI adoption, all departments. Your message is much funnier when you read out the ending word. But I'm guessing you're not happy about this, given the gurgling. Yeah. I think from a high level view, and I don't think everyone acknowledges this when they talk about this, if AI is going to drastically accelerate companies, and you knew this in the future, then it'd be silly to not be on this boat now. But a lot of people are arguing, well, it's not accelerating or won't accelerate it. But still, if you knew for sure that it's going to, it's like anything else. It's like electricity comes out and you don't use electricity. It's like, well, you're going to eventually be behind that. So I at least get why companies are making the push, but the way they're making the push is sometimes a little misguided, like basing your progress on spend and not on actual results. Granted, it's probably pretty hard to measure the results. I think it's Cope to say it won't affect it. Oh, I mean, AI is already affecting everything, but I think at least a year ago, people were saying, oh, it's not actually better in the long run. But yeah, I think I'd kind of boil it down into, if you just have these broad categories here of like AI helps my daily work versus AI helps my daily coding. And I think most people can find some way for AI to help them and speed up some like really sucky tasks that they don't want to do. But this part, I think, was more under scrutiny. But even with the first part, it's like, look, if you're working an 8-hour day and you have, let's say, 7 hours and 30 minutes of, I'm just going to put in quotes, tough work, and then 30 minutes of drudgery, and AI helps you with the 30 minutes, it's like you're probably a happier worker. You're probably more productive for your tough work that you're doing. You're probably just, you're better overall. And that's 1/16 of your workday. So it's like, okay, already you're talking about a 7% improvement. Yeah. Boss did not believe in electricity back when it came out. I'm not using this thing. I will stick with my horses. Thank you very much. Don't try AI. Give us a reason how to help you and we'll think about it. Yeah, I wonder if that's an IP based pushback more than anything else. Because I feel like there's probably some way to introduce it and just not have bedlam. Teams told to cut down on AI usage. They've also severely limited usage to select teams. Huh. Did they have a stated reason as to why? Hey, Phil. Coding is going away as the main required skill for a vast amount of engineering positions. Yeah, but yeah. And this is kind of what I was saying, though, is even if it didn't do that, it's like you can already still improve your workflow using AI. And there are some things I kind of want to try it for, but I don't want to, I don't know. The thing I'm worried about, a couple things. One is like, will I lose any skills that I don't value now but would in the future? And another thing is, if I don't code on my own, what would this stream become? That's not super important, but these are the kinds of questions on my mind. And I'm not saying this isn't everything. There are some other concerns I have too, but these are the main ones for right now. Getting around 100 files a month for organization saves me like an hour manually. Yeah. I've shown this tool on stream before, but like I vibe coded this. This is just for setting my titles and descriptions of Twitch and YouTube every day. This has already saved a ton of time. Now, YouTube makes it incredibly annoying now to enable monetization on my streams. I don't know why. Like, well, I guess I do know why, because it saves them money probably. But yeah, I have to create a stream and then go to the stream and then click edit and then go to monetization and then click on and automatic. I don't think there's an API to do that, which is really annoying. And like, I'm kind of tempted to have AI automate the browser so that it can just click all the right buttons, but that's probably brittle and against their terms of service. And I like to stay above board with this stuff. So yeah, that's really frustrating. But still, I mean, this saved me a bunch of time already. Yeah. Yeah, Magnus, especially because you're in school for it. Design part is more important. Coding is 80% boilerplate and already solved problems, maybe 20% interesting problem solving, my perception. I think, excuse me, I think there are lots of important parts. And to say just the design part, I mean, if you think of software as a whole, there's the specifications which come from customers. So there's some amount of like customer research that you're doing. Then there's the actual design from the product specs that you have, the coding, the testing, the deploying, the documentation, the hiring, the managing. There's like so much that goes into software. And yeah, coding is part of it, but I wouldn't say design is like 80%. Maybe if you're just talking about what you're doing in your editor, but even then it's like, well, design's not in your editor and the design had to come from something. And yeah. So anyway, I think AI can probably help with every single one of these things, but yeah, the jobs are going to change. Did you do a stream building that? No, this was knocked out in like, I don't know. The original thing was probably 5 minutes of prompting. And then as I was using it, I started adding on some features to it. So I didn't do this on stream. I don't tend to do this sort of thing on stream because if there's ever any sort of like security problem, like let's say I'm connecting this and I accidentally leak a token, then there's going to be a lot of issues. I want to keep dual streaming to YouTube, but it made it super painful when I used a piece of music in my lunch break video. Requires me to copy a new code in every day's new stream. Huh. I wonder if... I was going to say, I wonder if you could just mute your stream during a lunch break, but only on YouTube. But I don't know how you would do that. It was royalty-free music. Why can't I just use it? What was the... What happened when you tried using it? Did you get like your video has been flagged or something? Just this one file renaming thing, 12 hours a year with 5 minutes of Claude prompting. Just imagine a few more tools on top of that. Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, like I'm in the AI camp. I think there are still concerns, and I still manually do quite a lot. But yeah, I think it'll help. All right, I should probably actually write some code. I'm just talking about writing code. So when you throw this thing, let's just start with throw item right. So your character uses this animation, and maybe like right around here is where we should call throw. So where is this? 0.1333. And that'll do it. Now we don't need this other held item position because this will get deleted. So we're just going to make it throwing it to the right. So it looks like this, and then it's going to throw in a smooth arc. But let's not even do anything special here. Let's just do tween equals create tween, and then set process mode physics, and then tween property. The position of this should go up first and then to the side. Well, actually, we want to do two things. We want to tween the X and the Y. I think you can do this now. I think you can do position colon X. And I think I have something written about this. I don't. Or maybe you can't search like that. Ah, yes, there we go. Huh, nice. To get nice arcs on throwing something. I haven't done this before. Okay, so current position dot X plus, I don't know, 50. I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't even really care about this. And then Y, we're going to have it go up first, which is minus maybe 25. And then this would be in parallel. Parallel? This is for the prior thing, right? Makes the next one run parallel to the first one. Yeah. And then after that, we want to tween this back down to 0. This actually is not going to work. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Okay, I need to take a break anyway. So I'll go take that break. Ben sound would flag it. Let's add attribution. Yeah. It's too bad. Have you tried reaching out to them, by the way? Although maybe that... Oh, wait, no. maybe that's an automated tool. All right. Anyway, is it jump time? It's jump time. Hello, hello. Close the game. Good job, Darkstorm. You beat everybody. Okay, so yeah, how should we do this? Did I ever do this in Skeleseller? Position : X? Oh, we had two different tweens and interesting. And they would be in the same duration. Okay, okay, okay. I should do that. The way I set this up for jumping is typically like this. So jumping to the right, you do something like this. Okay, so character position, let's say character dot position plus jump horiz distance, jump duration. Yeah, we don't need easing in this example. And then y tween, yeah, so delete the easing. Character position minus jump horiz distance. Character position dot y. Next tween dot tween callback, callable dot from, done jumping. Okay, cool. So we want to do that exact same thing over here. Yeah, let's go do that. So var x tween. And this is going to be annoying because we want to have it throw in all the different directions, but I'm just having it do it to the right for right now. So this is going to be like this. All right, so it's plus 50. We need a duration somewhere. Duration equals 1. 1's probably a lot. All right, then same thing. Y tween. All right, there we go. And then replace these with duration divided by 2. Okay, now, when it's done, which doesn't matter which one of these we use this for, but tween callback, callable dot from. So I want to reparent this to the current zone environment. Reparent ax, this. Thrown ax dot reparent to the environment node. How do you do this? Where's add ax? Oh, I see. We fetched it. Okay. Okay. All right, let's try this. It's probably gonna look terrible. We gotta configure all of the. Oh, we gotta configure a lot apparently because I don't see where this is even going. Looks like it's going nowhere. What is happening then? This should be getting hit. And maybe it is. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. I know what I messed up. I'm tweening the wrong thing entirely. This is supposed to be the position of the axe. I don't know how that got there. So this is definitely getting called, right? Yeah, it is. All right, so I don't care about that now. Now, how does it look? Still going nowhere. Do I want to set the global position? It shouldn't matter, right? How about we just do this one thing? So now all we're doing is tweening the position of this to be 50 higher than it currently is. Abby. Oh, wait. Oh, my door's closed. Okay, Abby. Hey, Vise. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for remembering to sub, for taking the time and money out of your day. How's it going? We were trying to get it so that you can throw an axe, and it is going miserably. Do we ever do global position here? You should be able to do this with any of these. Also, I need to make this into a node path. To do make into a, what is it exactly? Yeah, node path. Hey, Liquidor. Is that position from a different scope or block? So this is C#, but this position is something that Godot uses as its syntax. So I'm passing, excuse me, a tween into the engine essentially, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to modify your X here. How's the new game? It's going pretty well. I think there's a lot to be done still, just to make sure that this is kind of worth doing. So the first checkpoint is kind of going to be like the prototype of the game also. What is happening here? Where is this thing going? It's calling this and then something's just messing up. It's thinking position.x, is that just a constant? So this is just the current position. So like if the mouse is here on the screen, it's maybe 50 pixels over. So this would be 50 plus 50 at that point. So this isn't anything special. This is just like if I'd set any other variable here, like, you know, sum var plus 50. So yeah, this is not running like a function or something. It's just a function call with four arguments, a node, a string, well, technically a node path, a number, and another number. Do the app about AI a bit more? Have you tried the latest models, strongest harnesses, Codex and Claude? I'm sure you have. Stuff is depressingly good. Yeah, I was using Claude, and I think it's helped out quite a lot. I mentioned that there are some things that I've vibe coded that are just good tools for the stream. So for example, this, I use this for titling my streams, coming up with a description. It's not AI is coming up with this stuff. I type something in here. So like maybe on Monday, it'll say something like polishing for Friday or something like that. And then I just click update Twitch and now that's my stream title. So like that sort of thing's helpful. I've also got this, which when I play a certain chord on my piano, it'll mute the microphone. So that way when I'm sitting at my piano, you don't hear the piano sounds all the time. So like little tools like this, I can do. It would probably take me like 2 hours or something to do. And this took barely any time. So yeah, I definitely like using it to speed those things up. Yeah, the meowing. Hey, Gaba. How far would you say you are from the first checkpoint? Do you also think that many games to be done? Oh, that many games to be done is affecting or delaying your initial goal of having the first X minutes of gameplay within the first month? So I think a lot of things, one important thing to keep in mind is I state goals sometimes that are like wildly optimistic. So the first checkpoint I'm hoping will be 1 week from today, but it's not like very clearly defined. And then 2026 is to have like 30 to 45 minutes of gameplay that people find fun so that I know this is worth pursuing. So I hope that answers your questions. I'm not trying to be snarky or deflective at all. So if I did not answer it, I'm just saying, please ask another question and I will answer. I do think you were raised in global position and global position plus 50. Yeah, probably. I can try this out. Like every developer, it's done in 10 minutes. Still isn't working. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing differently at this point. We're initializing this. And this is a new object altogether. We set its position equal to the pixel position. The pixel position is passed in from the held item position, I believe. At which point it doesn't really need to be passed in at all. Through X. I need to find this from here, right? Oh my God, I swear this is so annoying. I've got to figure that out in a sec. Yeah, so here's through X. Position plus held. Oh my God. Oh, whoops. I am setting this based on it's the axe relative to the player. So actually all I need to do is set this to, okay, I see what I'm doing wrong. I guess I could change the global position of this and this would be fine. But I think all we need to do is just set this to like, to just 50 or something. I think that might work. Can you debug tweens? You probably could. I think I've ever done that. And I'm still not getting this to work. You know, maybe I'm just adding this to the wrong node. Let's just put a breakpoint here. Now let's set this back to what it was. Agentic coding is all right for production? No, basically reviewing the vibe. I mean, if you think about it, like anything could produce code, even a random character generator. And if you're reviewing it, then you just have to trust in your review process. So yeah, I think it could be fine. But I think the risk is that you get used to just like clicking accept, accept, accept. Yeah, this PR looks good. And you don't think carefully through all the problems. And then you eventually lose the ability to consider all the code that has existed. So you start relying on AI more and more. I think that's kind of the issue. So my plan, at least for AI for now, is use it for tasks that make sense, save me time, and don't cause any major risks. So as an example, something that was coded almost entirely with AI in this game is the cheat menu. Like players don't even see this. It really doesn't matter if this is the buggiest thing in the world, but it works. It's a bunch of buttons. It's not pretty. And it does exactly what I need, right? So if I'm like set movement speed to 2, now I'm moving double the speed. If I want my energy to be 0, now my energy is at 0. I can go to a different game altogether. Like eventually these are just like developer controls. They're pretty nice to have. So yeah, I definitely like that sort of thing. Done with a week? Why basically though? Because of regular like chores and errands, or you just have another couple hours of like easy work? All right, so I still have to figure out why this is not working. This should not be hard. So this thing's parent should be the held item node. It is. And this thing's position should be probably like 0 or something. Oh, that's the problem. Wow, look at that. It's off the screen. So I'm not doing anything wrong with tweens. I'm doing something wrong with adding the thrown axe. Yeah, this global position equals pixel position. I guess because we're adding it to this node, it just needs to be at 0, 0. So we don't even need to do anything here. We just delete this. And that'll hopefully fix it. A couple easy tasks. I got you. Yeah. Hey, blah. Responsibility is everything. Who's the one to blame? Yeah, I think it's like a rephrasing of you need to make sure that your product's actually doing what you want it to do. All right, now I don't want this. And now I probably missed it throwing it. Did it throw it? It should just throw it straight to the side. It's, hi cat. It's not working. Why is it not working? All right, I guess I'll put that breakpoint back. Will you move your fluffy body so I can click the mouse? Okay, come sit down. Hi. Yeah. Good cat. Can you span some debug lines in a tween property? I need a callback after that, but yes, that sort of thing would work. How long did it take you to get used to that keyboard? For typing English, it was about a week maybe, or a couple weeks, but for coding, it was a couple of months. Yeah. Sorry, I have to pet the cat. Cheesy here. Hi. Do you want to sit down? He's purring. You're a good cat. Okay. How long did it take you to get used to that cat? My wife had like a mild fear of cats. And then we got this cat. And at first, like, we weren't cutting her claws at first. So like she would tell us not to do something pretty much, and she'd drop blood. And then we started cutting her claws. And now my wife is like, I have no fear of this cat anymore. Like, I'll stick my hand in her mouth. Yes. Hey, he's even. And he's a beta mirror. All cars are supposed to drive on their own. Who will be responsible when something happens, and no autonomous ARS. Easier with code. I'm not totally sure what the ending part means, but yeah, with cars, I mean, it all depends on what kind of software you're creating, right? Like if you code a game and it doesn't do what you want it to do, you're not really causing harm. But yeah, if you make an autonomous car and it gets into a crash, you could literally be causing harm. So, and I recognize that there's software in between those things. Like you could be coding some medical software, and if that messes up, then yeah, there's a potential problem. But at the end of the day, I think it's like any entity that's creating this stuff is a business, and the business always needs to take responsibility. It's sort of like if you hired someone and they did something illegal, it's like, well, maybe in some cases you can pin it on the person who did the illegal thing, but in a lot of times it's like, well, now the business needs to take responsibility. It's like if you have an employee who's stealing customer data, the business will pay money for that. And sure, they'll fire the employee and maybe they could sue the employee or something, but like, yeah, the business takes a responsibility. When did the cat adopt you? Yeah, it's a couple of years, almost 2.5 years. All right, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I feel like I've run into these sorts of issues before, but I don't remember. Cat here. I don't remember what this particular problem is. So where does this position now? 0, 0. So that's good. So when we do tween this and it gets done, it should be at 50. There won't be any way to know that exactly. What's our global position? This should be based on, yeah, that's fine. So what if I just didn't tween this at all? Let's start with that. Like, is the tween what's making this disappear, or is it something else? Because it is entirely possible that it is something else. Like, we're going back to holding the item and it's getting deleted. Tween started with no tweeners. What a funny word. Tween. Yeah, I think I know what the problem is. I think we're just deleting the held item. So I've messed up pretty much every single portion of this task that I can mess up. Yep, it's just gone. Okay, well, let's go find out where that's happening. Update held item. Yep, here it is. So this is where we free it. You're not holding an item, so we free the item that you used to be holding. So here's the problem. We need to show an axe that is either behind or in front of you based on whether you're facing up or not. And keeping it in held item node makes the most sense. So I guess we just... I don't know how we're going to do this. We could add this in the scene tree based on... Yeah, like we could add it in sprite and item. We need to reorder these though. Yuck. Move child. Yeah, here it is. Sprite and item. I don't like this. We could... Yeah, I don't like this. Problem is that we free the child if we're no longer holding an item. We need to keep the axe in the correct order in the scene tree. There are a bunch of different solutions. Like one of them is we just keep track of which item is held and which one is thrown. And the held item gets removed if we don't need it anymore, but we don't get rid of the thrown item. That would probably work. Let's go take a look at where that code is. Here it is. So this is just if you're holding an item and you shouldn't be. Actually, if you're holding an item at all, just get rid of it is what this is saying. And then if you need to be holding an item, then do this. And this only happens when you select a new item. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Fine. I'll track this the right way. So this is private sprite 2D held item sprite. And this could be null. So now the queue free that happens. What is the shortcut for this? Control Alt C? Okay. But that doesn't work. How fun. Yeah, here it is. So if held item sprite, this is just a reference, is not null, then queue free, which I guess we could just write like this. Held item sprite, question mark, queue free. Okay, so delete all that now. And then at the end of all of this, we keep track of the sprite. So actually, we don't need to even do things this way, do we? We could just get rid of this and then replace all of these with that. Easy peasy. All right, yeah. That should do it. So now it won't get nulled out. So now, finally, when we try throwing to the right, we'll see an axe just freeze there in midair. No, something broke. Can't add child to held item node. Already has parent held item node. Yes, it does. Oh, man. Yeah. This is going to be like throw item. Yeah, throw item. So this is just if held item sprite is equal to thrown axe. It can't be a sprite at that point. What instantiated this? Had to think about it. Very clean answer. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't remember either. So yeah, we start with this over here because of other code that's adding it. So somewhere we instantiate the axe that you're holding. That's done from code that checks. Oh, was it region? Is it not region? Texture? Yeah, here it is. So this code for the axe. Yeah, this is a held item sprite. Okay, so yeah, this is the item that you're holding. And then when you decide to throw it, we want to keep it there. So we pretty much just want to null this out. So throw item will just say this equals null. So the item will eventually free itself, but we still want it in the held item node so that it's ordered behind or in front of the player as expected. All right. Yes, finally, we are getting there. Now let's put the tweens back in. Goodness. Yeah, so that's good. Now we initialize this. Now we own this. If this were Rust, it'd be much clearer. And when it's done, we need to reparent this, which we just did. Make all of this into node paths. I mean, you probably need to modify the global position here too, huh? All right, how are we looking? Plan out ignores maintainability. I have not seen this because it's only 5 days old. Yeah. Yeah, I think it all depends on what you're using it for. And I mean, I get your... Oh, that broke. Oh boy. Yeah, I get your background, at least professional background here, but I was kind of mentioning this earlier, like I vibe coded this tool and this has been great. And I think the maintenance story for this is if this ever breaks, I'll just vibe code a new tool. So it just saved me time. It was nice to do. But yeah, for a large code base, you definitely have to make sure you're not injecting subtle bugs somewhere. Can add child already has. Where is this being done? Update held item in farming player. 296 here. So if it's not null, then add it. But here we free this, so we need to null this out here. Yeah, my bad. LM output needs reviews in order to assert the intent or quality. Tempting to skip the step. Often easier to be the author to begin with. Yeah. Yeah, I think agentic coding across teams is probably much harder to reason about. I think if you're the only one running a project, it's probably much simpler. Okay, we're probably getting there with this, and I'm still messing something up. And I need to figure out what. Is it this tween? Excuse me. Is this a new game? Yeah. Hey, Becca. This is stuck in a broken tutorial. All right, so what is going on? Why are there 2 axes here anyway? I know one is there. One is there because I just had this here to begin with. And that one I can delete. But why is the other one there? Oh, the other one. Wait, no, I see. It's because I never removed that one. Okay, so now we have the one. And then it just disappears. Why? It's right here. It has to exist. Its position is going to be based on where the held item is, which is actually bad. Oh god, I didn't think about that. Oh, I hate this. Okay, I think that was the wrong strategy to take here. I think it's put it in another node that gets positioned correctly. We should have like a thrown items node. Yeah. Looks like the old one. It's still pixel art. Yeah. I think it's sort of like saying that Zelda looks like Mega Man. Like, yeah, they're both pixel art games. This is the max on the state concept for me. They're okay tools for low stakes result. And boilerplate, yeah. Yeah. But I think that's good. I mean, that's a step up from not using AI. Okay, so I have made a mistake. We should have a separate thrown item node just for when you're throwing an item. And you can only throw one item anyway. All right, so there's held item node. Let's also make a thrown item node. Step finish my function. Yeah, we can look at what this tween is doing, but I still think the way that I'm trying to get this to work is subpar. So I'm going to just change it kind of ahead of time. Cost not worth the value. I know this is not how everyone sees it. Yeah. Well, and the landscape is changing year after year too. So I guess we don't need this held item spread anymore. Node 2D. This is thrown item node equals null. Okay, so now we have the thrown item node. So now when you throw an item, I guess we add this here. Add child thrown axe. This stuff about freeing this, yeah, we don't need that here. We need to rearrange the node now. Held item node. Somewhere we set the order. Should be a move child call somewhere, right? I am so bothered by the semantics of searching right now. And it's not working. Here it is. So held item node gets moved to 0, which means we also need to move the thrown item node. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. All right, so next up is figuring out where we free this thing. This is held item sprite. I actually don't like this way of doing things anymore. I'm going to go change this. I think we just delete this. And delete a bunch of other stuff. Oh, right. I made it so control up and down, go through these. Excellent. All right, looks good, looks good. Good. Good, 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 and good. Anything else here? No, that's pretty much it. Can't be bothered checking everything. Yeah, I think it's good for churning through data or a search space, especially I think like the probably best case scenario for AI is anything that's hard to do or search but is easily verifiable. So as an example, if you were like, hey, I have a bunch of numbers here, and you type out a bunch of numbers or whatever, and you're like, what's the average? Now, granted, with 3 numbers, you just add them together and divide by 3, right? But if you've got a ton, or if you got a sliding window, or if you got something that's harder than just find the average, it's like, you can easily verify this. And I think there are a lot of problems that fit into that category of easy to verify but hard to do. And not even just, there are a lot of problems like that. There are a lot of like common-ish problems like that. People are incentivized to push a ton of content. People are not incentivized to think about long-term maintainability, review their own content. Content is mostly code, applies to design and other docs now. Yeah, how is the principal engineer in terms of flexibility on the topic, or how, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Receptive. How receptive were they to your points? All right, so reparent axe is never actually used anymore. Oh wait, no, it should be used. I just deleted the thing that uses it. Okay, let's try this out. So what we should see is the axe just freezes there on the player. So is that what's happening? Yes, good. That is step number 1. Step number 2 is make it move, which should be this code. Yes, we did it. Now, there is that weird glitch at the end there where it's moving, and I think that is due to physics interpolation. Well, I don't see it happening anymore, weirdly enough. Also, I know that it shouldn't look as stupid as stupid as it's looking right now. Yeah, it's moving from up there. So is that the 0, point? I'm not totally sure what's happening with that. Also, it looks like that phantom axe over here is moving to the side. It is not. So that might be happening from reparenting. Does this also reposition things? How does this work? Changes parent, keep global transform, nodes will be preserved. Yeah. Okay, so then we need to do thrown axe.reset physics interpolation. And now I think everything will look fine except for the cartoonishly stupid arc that I had it throw on. His results tend to be positive, but he doesn't review as many PRs. It's pretty open to discussion, agrees there are risks. All right, that's pretty good. Oh, hey, nice. That fixed this. Okay, so we just need a proper looking arc. And I think one of the ways we can probably do this is by setting the right easing on this. We have some code from Skeleseller, so I'm just going to go look at that. Yeah, here it is. So quad in out on the X, and then cubic in out on the Y. So quad in out. Is this even how we do this? No, shouldn't it be over here? And then cubic on the other ones. Is that right? Yeah. I'm just going to trust that this looks better than what I'd have done on my own for right now. Can you do curves and such, like pads and arcs? Yeah. So you'll see how this looks now. Hopefully it's better. Because we were doing it linearly beforehand. I never actually pressed the build key, so I'm just sitting here with the controller in my hand. Look at this little cat skull right here. Hi. She's very happy. Oh yeah, look at how horrendous that looks. I think the issue is this definitely shouldn't be quad. This should be, if anything, linear, but that slows down. So I guess what I want is, yeah, linear, but instead of in out, I want it to be faster at the beginning. Starts, so I want this one. Interpolation starts quickly and slows down toward the end. Yeah, this is probably what I want. Cat's been cozy. Okay, well now it's going like, oh, that's probably why I changed it to quad. All right, I guess the first one should not be in out, it should be out and in. It's a curveball. Hey, look at that. We did it. It's just, you're really throwing it upwards, huh? Yeah, so it shouldn't be that cartoonishly high up. So we'll say this is a constant or float duration, const float. Y distance. So right now it's what, 25? Maybe 12 is better. And the X distance is 50. Gravity is a bit moonish. Yeah. What did I change it to? I changed it from 25 down to 12. So it's, yeah, that's pretty good. And then instead of throwing it that far and maybe even across that much time, we set it to like 35. And now I think this should look a lot better than what it used to look like. But only when facing right. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Oh, except for it should lower down to the ground. It doesn't lower to the ground. So maybe plus 6. I don't know, I'm just making up a number right now. No, we don't need RNG because this is only something you can do once. Once you've thrown the axe, you can't pick it up again. By the way, for those who don't know what I'm actually doing here, so this entire feature is for the sake of a joke. This is a farming game, and you can dig up the ground, and you can plant seeds, and you can water them. And at some point, you might be like, oh, let me see what my axe does. And you try using it, and it throws it out of your inventory. And then when you try to pick it up, well, that part's not working yet. When you try to pick it up, it should actually move away from you. So the joke is like, you think you can just use your axe, and then you'll be able to run once you throw it. So by lightening the load, you can run. Yeah, we need to unfreeze this. I forgot about that. Freeze equals false. But we need to do it on the axe. Is that going to work? Yeah, it must work. Yeah. Let's try that again. On Slack through an agent, send the person a message, and LLM responded back to me. Yeah, I think so. I think there are two components to this, or two main components. There's efficacy and how just kind of the I don't know, the feeling of foreboding. Like, this all points to a dystopian future where human interaction has drastically shifted to the point where we can no longer meet our basic needs. And that's my concern, and it's been my concern since I've seen critical thinking decline in people. But I think it's more insidious than just critical thinking declining. I think it's also the concept of challenging people and their opinions. And there are some cases where I get that something is either personal or private, and that someone may have a well thought out reason for doing something and they just don't want to discuss it. But then I think sometimes there should be something more innocuous, and people still don't want to discuss things. It's like, we just need validation all the time. And it may sound like, okay, I'm on the other end of this, and that Kevin is trying to convince me of something and I'm being resistant to it. But I think I'm like the engineer that he was talking about, where it's like, I don't use AI so extensively that it's become a problem. So in my mind, it's just helping me or speeding things up. Oh, nice, Magnus. What another tool drops to the ground and throws when the player when thrown. So I want to do some goofy stuff, but I want to tone it down for the first games. Like, this one is just a little bit goofy. Oh, that looks great. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty convincing as far as throwing an item, right? And I'm really glad we went with the tween route for this. In fact, I think it's almost worth putting in to my code here, which, you know, someone is going to thank me when an AI synthesizes this for them and it came from me. But setting this to out and these things to cubic, I think this should go right into my notes. Yeah. So this one is cubic and out. This one is cubic and in. Yeah, Kevin. Did you just end up with 66666? Or no? Because if not, you've lost this battle, no matter how rich you may have been. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now what we need to do is, this is if you're facing right. So right and left are going to go in this way. This kind of sucks because I wanted to have this work for all of these. And this is going to be annoying, is what it's going to be. You have a little pixel circle shadow under the axes that scales smaller as it's higher in the air, and then normal background on the ground. Yeah, I think it would be nice to do that. I don't want to spend the time doing that now, though. But add a shadow under the axe in the farming game when you throw it. More like as you're throwing it. All right, what's the best way of doing this now? Because I can think of a way. I guess let's start with a way, and then let's make it better. So what? Stringing? Isn't there a node paths thing? Yep, here it is. All right, so we have global position, X and Y. There we go. Now let's go use those. Node path dot global position capitalize. How do you change the case? There we go. And then we just need to import this. Nope, that didn't work. All right, this looks like a mess. So that part's done. And now what we want to do is base this on whether you're facing left or right. So if direction is equal to vector2.right, then this is everything we're doing. I am going to make this as ugly as possible at first, and then we're going to make this look better in the end. So now this one is going to be this minus x distance. So now it should work for left or right. Whose position is it? So think about this. Let's say you have, and I'm going to warn you, it's going to be some terrible art coming in. All right, so let's say you have a world and a person, and they're holding a sword or a stick or something like that. So the world has a position, 0, 0. The player has a position. Maybe this is like 350 or something like that. And then the stick has a position. And the stick relative to the player might be like 15, 5 or something like that. So the global position is just the sum of all of these. So it's saying to get from here all the way to where the stick is, it's 315, 55. Whereas just position would be 15, 5. So it's like the position of your eyeball on your face is probably a pretty low number, but your position of your eyeball in the universe is probably a gigantic number or a negative number. It's moving forward. I think it's moving forward though because I never changed the animation, did I? Throw item right is here, and we have it throw at 0.1333, and then left is probably broken. Yeah, left is broken. All right, let's just delete this. Throw item left, goodbye. Duplicate, throw item left. And now we just change this position. This is -7. And this is still 0. And then change all the frames. No, don't change the frames. Is it a property of the item node? So global position and position are both things that are built into Godot. So every node in the scene, every node 2D at least, has a position. So like this house has a position, each tile has a position, the UI has a position. And the global position is just saying, like, look at the whole hierarchy before considering what the position is. Oh, nice. That looks pretty good. All right, so why do you throw it to the left closer than how you throw it to the right? Hang on, let's measure. Let's stand right here. And then right. Whoops. No. Ah. If I move even 1 pixel, it gets bumped. Yeah, it's definitely farther on the right. Why is that the case? Oh, because I'm starting... Wait, no. What is going on there? All I'm doing is either plus or minus the distance. Why would that happen? I didn't do anything differently here, did I? Throw item left. This is -7. And this one is +7. X is on the left, not the center of it. I think it is centered because the sprite is centered. Yeah, this is centered. So that shouldn't be the issue. Is the origin of the X in the middle or top left? Yeah, it should be the center. There is one idea that I have with this, which is that your feet might be pushing the axe when it's on the right. But how would we see that? No, it's definitely not pushing the axe. Why is that happening? It's like this very squat animation. The duration's the same. The distance should be the same. Oh, is the y coordinate different? No, that can't be Can be different. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. 0, -7, 7, -1. 0, -7, -7, -1. All right, well, let's just flip some things and find out then, huh? Okay, so that's exactly what I'd expect. Thrown item node. Let's go instantiate in a thrown axe. Oh, it's only the held item node where this changes, though. Oh, wait, is that the problem? No, that shouldn't be a problem. What? Why is -7 going off to the side? What? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm very confused about this. Position of this is 14. How did that happen? How did that happen? Is it saved like that? No. All right, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, let's go back to this for a sec. All right, that's more what I'd expect to have happen. But did I do anything? I don't think I did anything, did I? Oh, this is set to 7, -1. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, that was never supposed to have gotten a transform at all. I wonder if it's not reset properly. It shouldn't be in there. It shouldn't matter. I think the start point. Yeah, I think you were right, Almet. Yeah. Ah, perfect. Or at least I think it's perfect. I think the axe graphic is now kind of confusing. So let me, well, let's just do the same thing we did before. Just put a seed here and then stand exactly on top of it and throw it to both sides. And now if we plant it, well, I guess let's do this. This will help us measure, right? Yeah, it's close enough. Remember, you can only throw one of these, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and now let's see. If we try throwing upward, it's going to throw to the side. So now we got to somehow figure out how to make this throw upward. I mean, it's not, it's the same principle. We're going to tween both directions. I guess the X wouldn't tween at all. So we just say tween interval and pick a number, and it's going to be duration. And then the Y, wait, no, that's not true, right? How would you, I guess you just set this to minus X distance, which is kind of weird. We should say like long axis distance and just set this to out in linear. All right, let's try that. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. Maybe make it slightly larger. Yeah, I think there's a lot of polish we need to do for this sort of thing. No, that looks stupid, right? I think making it larger would probably be more convincing. I also think that something weird is probably happening in throw axe upward. Yeah, we let go of it over here. I want it to be let go of over here at 0.15. But then why is this crouching animation here? It shouldn't even be there, right? Yuck. I don't know. Yeah, I could scale this for sure. I just... All right, that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think scaling is probably a good idea then. So we want it to scale up and then down, which means the X tween would be used for scaling. This is gonna be a little bit strange. All right, so tween property. This Godot node paths dot scale. Now we want it to go, it's getting technically closer to the camera, right? So we want to do like vector 2.1 times 1.5 and duration divided by 2. And then set transition type to cubic and set ease to out. Then just copy paste it and set this to in and set this back to 1. Okay, let's try that. Spent so long on this. It's like one day of work for a single stupid joke. All right, that's good, but it's scaling up a little too much. So I'd probably set this at 1.25. It's subtle now. Also, if you're throwing it above your head, wouldn't it? I think it should go a little bit farther. Make it go up slower. No, it wouldn't. Because as soon as you throw it, it's going to have the highest Y velocity it's ever going to have, right? Because then it's decelerating due to gravity. Wait, does it make sense that you'd throw it beneath where your character lands? No. This +6 should be like +5 or something, or even +4. Okay, and then let's just copy paste this one more time, and then I'll just eventually, hopefully, take a look at this. Maybe not. All right, so this one's going to go down plus what x distance. And we'll call this like long axis distance. I don't even use the short axis distance here. And they're not even X and Y tweens because this is changing the scale. Oh, that looks horrendous. Yeah, I need to change the actual animations in Godot. But hey, this is turning out pretty well. And if someone actually throws this axe and is like, oh my God, that's hilarious, then cool. All right, so when throwing upward, we have it leave your hands here. When throwing downward, we should also then have it leave your hands here. And this is at 0.1. And where does it think the axe is? 0, -1. I don't know, maybe that's fine. Oh, as you move toward the end, it's moving the axe. This is never going to work. I think we need to make it so that you're stuck in the animation for a little bit longer then, or we need to speed up how long the animation plays out. Yeah, we need to like prevent your character from moving just slightly. Since movement will cause the axe to move. A mini game about throwing things. I mean, this is probably how some of the development will go with future games. Is I was just working on some like silly feature, and then this turns into like sweep up all the axes with your Roomba bot. Because it is kind of satisfying to see this. All right, so we need to throw this probably slightly farther away. By the way, this time, because Abby's on my lap, I'm just going to let the ads run. So they're going to start in a minute. And yeah, sorry, they'll run for 3 minutes. But the throwing itself looks pretty convincing. So I think that part's fine. So yeah, I just wanted to throw a little bit farther away and maybe take a tiny bit longer to do it. And yeah, when throwing it downward, set the long axis distance to times like 1.2. And then I think this is pretty solid. Actually, you know what? We should just increase the long axis distance so you throw it a little bit farther away from you. Yeah. So long axis distance, times 1.2 is 20%, 742. Okay. Make it close, and they just turn into static sprites that you push around. God, there are a lot of those sorts of mini games. Like, was that fun in Ocarina of Time to collect all the chickens? This is looking pretty nice. Is this feature important? Barely any of the features we do for this game are going to be important. A lot of them are just going to be jokes. Like you can dig up tiles in your house and plant seeds there. Whoops. This is not an important feature, but it's pretty funny. You can dig up your walls. Hey, Kavino. So yeah, I wanna keep stuff like this in the game. Look at him sliding around. Oh, actually, is that gonna happen every time I leave and come back? Like, I wonder if your position in the house is gonna change how we push those things. Or if they were just already moving before I walked in. They might have already been moving before I walked in. Like I went in here and then I went in the house. I could just watch the bottom, find out. Yeah, they still slide on the way out. The only reason I'm regenerating axes right now is because I needed to be able to test this. But remember, the player is just going to throw it once and then try to go fetch it, and they won't be able to because it's going to push away from them. It would be actually kind of funny if there's a tree blocking. Okay, we have to do this, right? Like, there's a tree blocking your path to get to something like a treasure chest, and you go up to it and try to use your axe on it, and you just throw the axe. Oh, man. All right, I gotta write that down. Make a very enticing spot in the world somewhere that a tree is blocking so that the player wants to use their axe. Maybe there's a treasure chest or diamonds behind it. And then actually allow them to get there using the shovel. It's like a double joke. Does it have an edge? The axe falls off? I mean, the axe can go through any edge that might exist until it's just like off the screen completely. You could even throw it into your house and then you'll see it pop out the other side. So yeah, there's a lot of these sorts of silly things. For those who haven't seen the game, what happens if you go after the axe in the house? It's the same thing. It'll get pushed to the other side. So it's probably, yep, it's right at the top now. And you could try pushing it back down like this. But yeah, you'll never be able to get it again. In the house scene. Oh yeah, same thing. It'll just go out of bounds. Yeah, you can just throw it out there. And you can't go out there, but the axe can. So yeah, this is totally fine. I'll show people, for those who haven't seen the game. Let me show you the idea of what's behind this so that you can see what players can expect. So I'll set this back to the platformer and we'll set this to play normally. The use of my legs again. All right, so here's my little demo of the game. Let me turn on the sound. So yeah, this is the farming music was playing at the same time. What? Oh, because I'm controlling two instances of the game at once? No, strange. Yeah, plenty of odd stuff, but still I want to show you the very first instance of the odd stuff. Huh, okay, there we go. Now let's full screen this. I left a fork here. I was eating something earlier and Abby just went and sniffed it. I want to make sure she wasn't licking it. Hi. 5-coded cheat didn't cancel out music from another sub game. I didn't think I had another sub game open, but yeah. Anyway, so the very first indication that something is very wrong in this game that the player will see is over here, where it says to try to collect the diamonds. but you can't. Yeah, so of the two playtesters, they were both like very emotive when they saw that section. Yeah, and then you're in the farming game. So you'd have the shovel selected at first? Yeah, I guess so. You'd be able to do this stuff. And at some point, you'd probably try using your axe. Still find that so funny. Yeah, the depths area looks amazing. Yep. That's the Architect's Realm. All right, we have done it. So now we need a dialogue to show up. So let's go into here. And I made a new, yarn block. Nice. So title is going to be Throw Axe. And who should be the one to talk to you? There doesn't have to be a name here. Yeah, I don't think there should be a name here. And what do we want to say? Ditching your grandpa's axe has given you the ability to run. Or maybe ditching, I want to indicate that heavy axe has given you the ability to run. Yeah. All right, so now we want to play this in the farming game when you throw this. Start dialogue, throw axe. But I want it to wait maybe a second. Because right now it's going to happen immediately when you throw it. Well, immediately when it hits the ground. No, wait. Maybe when you start throwing it. I'm in the wrong game. And I can cheat my way back in, but I want to do this so I can... Oh, man. I don't like how that happens. Yes, hello. Yeah. So it's got to wait until it hits the ground first. And even then, it should probably wait a little bit longer. Private async task show throw axe dialogue after delay. No, we can't do it after delay though, because then it might preempt another dialogue. We could use unfinished for the tween. The problem is that you could throw the axe and then start a dialogue with someone else. So we need to make sure that you're locked out of doing anything until you're done throwing the axe. Like maybe we even just disable player input for that time. And in fact, that's probably pretty smart. Set player input enabled false. So that you don't move or start another dialogue. Moving will also move the thrown axe. God, that is so annoying. All right, what do we do now? So start dialogue should happen a little after this. So let's do this. And then put this down here. And then I think it'll automatically re-enable input, but I'm not positive about that. Yeah. Okay, let's try it out. So 0.75 seconds is probably long enough for you to realize you threw your axe. I'm not sure. Yeah, we should wait a little bit longer. Whoops. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the future. Is that like a setting I can change over here? Is it in here? Okay. Longer wait and put some question marks. I might get older, keep using it. Yeah, I think just having them throw it. Let's see how long that feels. Yeah. And I think if we play a little fanfare here too, that would be pretty nice. So now do we have input again when we stop? Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Cool. So now we just don't give them the axe back. And that's that. You throw your axe on the ground, it's gone forever. So you can use everything else just fine. You can water things, you can plant, you can dig. But yeah, if you try using your axe, you'll just throw it. I hope somebody laughs at this when they play the game. And then you try getting it back and you cannot. And it'll eventually just go out of bounds. You'll have lost it forever. Yeah, this is great. This is really great. Yeah, we need to actually like grant the ability to run and everything. I don't think I'm going to do that stuff now. Yeah. So there's a decent amount left to do. And I feel a little bit bummed that I did not get through more today. Back from vacation, which was restful and nice. Worked, did some game design to answer questions about replayability and replayability. And then started working on the farming game, mostly around throwing the axe out of your inventory. Did I join back to a bad time? I guess bad timing, not really a bad time. In fact, actually, let's do a little bit more. I mean, the cat's still on my lap. I'm stuck here anyway. I want to look at why this is happening over here. And I think it's that plugin that I vibe coded. So somewhere in here we have this. Yeah, find next with wrap. And there's some code. These things. So I want to open that up. Oh, what happened there? There we go. And open this. Just for coffee, man. So does this change case here? Is case sensitive true? Ah, I don't want that. And I don't want whole words either. Target.whole word. What is that? What is target? Compute search target editor. I don't want it to change any of this stuff. I want to use whatever it was already set to. Or do I? I don't know. I don't want case sensitivity on, though. I don't know what happened by default. Let's just go disable this. Oatmeal. I hope that's what we're talking about. So let me turn this off. So now if I search for this, it's working. Is it doing a whole word search, though? It might be. No, it's not. But what if I do this? Okay, it does, but then it turns it off afterward. Ah, how'd you know? Creature of habit. I actually probably wanted to search for this, though, right? I don't know. Let's just try changing this code. Well, I don't remember how you build this or anything. But yeah, what if I comment this out and this? Actually, what if I just get rid of all this stuff? Yeah. How is whole word computed? If selection model has a selection, then don't use the whole word. But whole word is a search setting. It's already got the text to search for. I don't know. I think I just want to turn this off afterward. All right, well, let's go figure out how to build this. Code writer, this. Is there no README? There's no readme. Why is there no readme? I don't know how to build this. Uh-oh. I made a terrible mistake. I mean, I did ask this thing to get vibe coded, so I wonder if it's just in here somewhere. Oh, you can't even look at your code history if you don't have a paid plan? Uh-oh. Well, it's probably some Gradle command, right? Uh-oh. I mean, I could look through my whole history, couldn't I? Probably shouldn't do this on stream, even though everything in my history should be fine. I don't see anything here. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know how to use this. This is proof for the future that you should make a README. All right, well, I'll figure that out later then. Wait, no, did I make a GitHub repo for this? Git remote -v. I did find next with wrap plugin. It just doesn't have a README, presumably. Wow. Horrendous. Is it in the commit? Have AI make plugin. Well, guess we got to figure that out. I don't remember how to build it. Yeah, I would need AI to make a README or something for this for the future. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else I can do? There was some other rider thing I wanted to look at. Allow F4 and Shift F4 to go between find and file results. Let's take a look. So let's say we search for cutscene, and I find one of these, and I want to find the next one. Can we do that? Next result? I don't know if this is even a thing. This is a typical burnt out. It's funny because our cat is not an outdoor cat, but I presume that if we let her outside, one of our neighbors would eventually be like, all right, that's my cat now. I'm not going to try to return this. Show result in editor. If I just check this by default. Wait, no, this is for database stuff. I don't want this. I don't know how you, I don't know if you even can do this. Search results. This is for color scheme. Can we maybe find search and navigation? Maybe in the key map? I don't know. I want to go to the next search result. Next tab, previous tab. There's no way to do this? Is it called find instead? Huh. Command Shift F. So what I'm looking for here is when I search for something like cutscene, and let's say I've got all of these. I'm on this line. How do I go to the next line when I'm in the editor? Because in VS Code, the equivalent is whatever F4 does for me. Yeah, go to next reference or focus next search result. Let's just ask the free version of Claude this thing. In Rider, is there an equivalent to VS Code's command? I want to be able to go to the next search result from command that I found using Command Shift F, having to via the keyboard. Yeah. This model isn't available right now. This conversation cannot be found. Well, how do you... Oh, there we go. I can use Sonnet, apparently. The equivalent is find next or move to next occurrence. Next result and previous result? Command L. I don't believe this. Yeah, I don't believe this. Next result? I don't have something for that, at least. And I already probably rebound Command L, so I can't search for that. Yeah, I don't know. There's just this. Find previous, move to previous occurrence. I don't think that works for this, though, right? No. It's trying to find the same search thing from earlier. What is this thing called? It's just the find dialog. Previous occurrence and next occurrence. Okay, that might be it. Yes. Okay, so can I bind something to that? Previous occurrence. Aha! It's this one. Navigate. Okay, so what if I add Shift F4 and remove that, and then next occurrence. F4. Okay, now save and now try it. Oh, it's glorious. Okay, so does that work when you're doing this too? So let's say I have, how would I do this? I need to search for something else. Camera, maybe. And I find this. Will it go to zoom camera in? No, it does not work that way. Okay. Malmsey, 54 months. Possible dead body. See you next month for a 55 fun fact. Thank you for the resub, Malmsey. That's another fun fact is it's 4.5 years. So if you see me in another half year, it'll be 5 years. I hope you're doing well, Malmsey, and thanks for the sub. Also, cool water slug badge. When's that from? Earned by subscribing or gifting a sub to a streamer in the Subnautica 2 category during week one of launch. Wow. Yeah. By the way, AI to the rescue for this, right? It at least got me in the right direction. Well, no, wait, did it? I guess technically I found that out. All right, -1 for AI. But yeah, I'm glad we can do that because I've wanted to do that now. So we're done with that. Stop comments from auto wrapping as I type them. Yeah, this we gotta go figure out. Wrap. C#. Hard wrap off, I guess. So now if I type some really long line, this is a test. This is a test. No, it's still wrapping. What? I just turned that off, right? Wrap long lines. Keep existing line breaks. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where that was enabled. Oh, here it is. Okay, so maybe I wanted it on over here. And maybe I don't want it on over here. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, now it doesn't mess this up. But now I'm guessing it. Oh, I don't know if I like that either. Yeah, I don't think I like that. And what about here? If I delete this? I don't like this. Man, I just want something that lets me wrap comments. Is that so much to ask? Something like line width in settings. So what my ideal functionality that I want is the ability to do something like this, where I'm typing text, blah, blah, blah. Let's say we have a bunch of this. So this is all one line. You can see it says 61 for all of this. I want a shortcut that just lets me wrap it. And that way, if I add some text up here, I'm typing even more text. Now just line 61 is messed up. I can still rewrap the whole thing and have it flow downward and fix all the mistakes. That's it. That's what I want. It'd be nice if this happened automatically too, I guess. But I can't seem to have it so that I can, like, this will make it automatic, wrap lines. But then as I'm typing, it changes the line. So like I just type a bunch of A's, and now you can see it's not even a comment anymore. Why would it do that? Why wouldn't it just wrap with the comment character? Got the corn. I spent so much time on monkey type trying to adjust, but it's really fun. Oh, nice. Yeah. You should share pictures in Discord, the show and tell channel, or the keyboard channel, either one. Yeah, I don't know how to get both of those things. I wanted to wrap, but I wanted to wrap with comment lines. And I just don't see a way to do this here. Rider wrap comments automatically. How is this not a thing? Allow auto wrap and comments in doc blocks. What is the status of this? 13 years ago, updated 1 month ago. State open. With a wrap disabled, does it rewrap if you reformat the file? All right, this is a test. It doesn't, no, it doesn't do that. Because I have some sort of like on save run some kind of cleanup. I can't recall what though. Action on save, here it is. Reformat and cleanup code, full cleanup and whole file. Okay, so now we have to find full cleanup. That is, where'd it go? Where'd the cleanup thing go? I just found it. Huh. I don't see it anymore now. Oh, here it is. Code cleanup. Ah, it's not under C#. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing full cleanup and it is reformat. XML is just checked. That's it. Yeah, and then I think it abides by what I have in the code style for wrapping for that. There's probably some way to get this to work. I just don't know how. Wait, no, it's not considered XML, right? I forgot what they even call it. No, it's XML documentation under C#. Yeah. So I want this to not run when I'm manually typing, but to run only at the end. Yeah, I don't know how we do that. Okay, well, let me look this up. I guess I'll use Claude again. You just start a new chat. I don't even know how many things you can ask before you run out of quota. So in Rider, I have wrap long lines turned on under C# XML documentation, but it wraps as I type. And it doesn't put the comment characters on the new line, which is very annoying. Is there a way to get it to add the comment characters or only have it properly? Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Let's take a look. I'm asking chat. I'm asking Claude. Has been reported for years. Custom profile where you enable this. So I need a custom profile just for that. Yuck. Go to editor, code cleanup, create a new profile, expand reformat code, C#, and enable reformat embedded XML doc comments. Bind it to a shortcut so it's quick to trigger. It's a lot. Flows right off the tongue. All right, so turn this off here and then somehow turn it on over there. I don't know how you do that though. I didn't see an option for that. I have full cleanup here and I can expand. Oh, it's already on, but it's not gonna do anything, right? So if I join these lines and hit save, it reformats this. Oh, maybe it will reformat doc comments, but only like, it doesn't. This is a test. What happens? Okay, so that's fine. And now this is a very, very, very long line. No, it bumped it onto a new line. Oh, I hate this so much. I hate it so much. Yeah, I don't know how you do this. And unfortunately, I feel like this is something that's pretty basic. I don't know why it doesn't work. So I guess I want this off. Just don't ever hard wrap lines. And then we need some special profile that just lets me wrap these. Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't been fixed yet either. It feels like they'd be able to do it. You can't customize. Yeah, you can't customize having it fix just doc comments, right? And this is the blank line. I probably need to make a new profile somewhere here. If I click the plus, just call this testeroni. Oh wait, there it is. Reformat comment wrapping. I already did this. But it just says reformat. It probably reformats according to my rules. And my rules can only be set in one way. So wait, if I turn this back on, does this just work? No. No, why does it do this? All right, I give up. Yeah, I give up. Is there a plugin that someone's made to fix this? I haven't already installed something, have I? No. Wrap? Is there like rewrap? Do you want to once you stop trying? I lied about stopping. I still want to look into this. Rider plugin to wrap comments. Intelligent comments plugin. Functionality to render comments. I don't think that's even needed. Wrap to column. 63,000 downloads. This is possibly exactly what I want. Where's the overview? Wraps text to the specified column width, similar to Emacs command fill paragraph. Replacement for the native fill paragraph command, which doesn't work quite how I need it to. Wrap selected text or current line if no text is selected. Wrap selected text or the paragraph in which the cursor appears. This sounds like what I need. Yeah, it sounds like what I need. Let's try it. Hi, cat. It is not time to feed you yet. So wait, what's this called? Wrap to column? Oh, it's already selected. Install. Try wind wrap on typing. Wrap on typing. If you haven't already searched for it. I think I was already trying all that stuff. I might not have been. But I'll try this plugin. If it works with the plugin, I'll just change my notes and say just use the plugin from now on. Because I don't mind having a plugin for this. All right, so if I just save this, well, I guess let's type another E. Whoops. Whoops. I still have wrapping turned on, apparently. I don't want that. That's off. And that's off. What? What's causing this to wrap then? Like, if I just type an E on this line, it puts it onto a new line that is no longer... Oh my God. All right. What is it? Wrap line to column? Yeah, okay. That's working how I want. Now I can't figure out why. It's probably because I set it up that on save it runs this, and the profile is apparently full cleanup. And I guess I just turn off wrapping lines. Yeah, I guess so. But didn't I already do that? No, I did not. So we got to turn off. I don't even know where it is. Reformat comments. I guess not. Uncheck that. You can't uncheck that because it's built in. I'll just turn off reformat comments, I guess. No, wait, no. It's not even on save. What am I doing? It's as I'm typing. Yeah. If I just type enough A's, I'm not going to type any other thing. When it hits 120, it's going to go on to a new line, but without the comment character. What's doing that? And yeah, I would have expected, I mean, there's got to be some wrapping rule here that I'm missing. Hard wrap on typing. They're done. Oh, God. Okay. So now if I just save this, everything's fine. If I type another character, everything's fine. And now I just need to bind a key to wrap line to column, which is what I'm about to do. So wrap line to column. That is here, and add keyboard shortcut. Already assigned to silent, reformat, and cleanup. Not anymore. And I'll go update my notes. Silent. All right, so let's write this as comment wrapping. Update, I just installed this plugin and bound a key to, what was it called? Wrap line to column. This works like how rewrap does in VS Code. All right, let's get rewrap from VS Code. That is here. Paste that over here. Delete the extra comma. Copy a link to this. Old notes, which didn't fully work as expected. There. All right, so what code did I just botch here? This. And yeah, I think there was a change here. Like I just moved a word somewhere. Yes, but if I revert this, now I can just press Control Q. No, that doesn't work the way I wanted to. Now weave is it's on its own line. Oh man, why did I switch to Rider? There were a few reasons. I've got them all listed there. No, I want this work. Wrap to column, use minimum raggedness. Oh, hey, that's probably what I want. Does that work? No. That kind of, I guess I need to select the whole thing. It's kind of annoying that I have to do that. Yeah, it's a little annoying. I would have liked if it selected everything in there. Oh, man. So yeah, it'll only wrap the current line by default. I want to wrap the whole block, which I guess I could just use this and select the whole block. Nope, nope, you can't select the summary part. No, you can't even do that. You need to select the starting comment. So I need to do this and then expand it to the line. No, that doesn't work. It's annoying. It's so close to being what I want. So close. Except that you have to select the entire comment block in Rider for it to format the way it does in VS Code with your selection anywhere in that block. Aaron Dre. Well, at least we've got some way of doing this. Like, it is kind of annoying that I have to select the whole thing. Because every once in a while you see a comment and you're not even sure that there is a problem. So you just press this shortcut on it. And if I did this in VS Code, so I just open this entire thing here and then run this same thing, does exactly what I expect. And the cursor could be anywhere. It could be over here at the end of the line. It could be on the third line selecting the whole thing. Well, can't have a selection apparently. But yeah, that works. But over here, it's just going to fix that one line. What if I select the beginning of this? No. Well, that's a shame. All right, let's mark that as done for now. And then this thing over here that I have about stop syntax highlighting new buffers, I just type things in VS Code anyway. This is a test. It's not syntax highlighting now. What was it doing originally? Figure out how to stop highlighting these when you're not in a project at all. Oh, when you're not in a project. I don't care about that. Okay, so all the Rider stuff is done except for my plugin being broken. All right, well, I see today as a success. We got back in the swing of things. I answered some questions. We've got more clarity on the roadmap. I kind of spelled it out here. Finish checkpoint 1, stabilize, plan checkpoint 2, tackle checkpoint 2. Goal is May 22nd. Stabilize. Goal is... I wanted it... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I'll open up this calendar. So 22nd, I want to spend 2 weeks on it. So like June 5th would be the end of that. June 5th. Plan checkpoint 2 and then tackle checkpoint 2. The goal for that would probably be like, I don't know, let's say like end of July. And the planning... June 12th, I don't know. All these dates are subject to change. I gotta clean my keyboard. Too much double typing. And now this stuff is gonna go on to Monday's tasks. Okay. Well. Yeah. Just thinking if there's anything else I want to wrap up or say. I don't think so. I think we're pretty good. Have you seen this command to Presto? It's an old image, but it's a good one. Oh, by the way, as I look at this very pixelated image here, I'm reminded that YouTube just added an AI upscaling feature that you can opt into, which is kind of interesting. There are a lot of old YouTube videos that like the creators aren't ever going to update it or make a new version of it or anything. And I wonder how good of a job it does on something that was originally 480p. Does it look more watchable? But yeah, let's check that out. Okay, thank you all for being here. Thanks for the support. A bunch of people subbed again. We're presumably saving it up for me to come back. We're going to miss 144p videos. We will not miss 144p videos. But yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend. I'll be back on Monday. It should be a full coding day. We'll probably continue working on the farming game. I think that's where we need the most work done. I think the platform is pretty much fine. Yeah, I think we're just going to flesh out the farming game. And just get to the point where we can play test some more and get feedback. And actually, I should move SABT notes to this document from Obsidian. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks again for watching. I'm not going to even raid. I'm just going to get going. So bye, everybody. See ya.